Today, the Drake texts are more often consulted by historians than the strategists. Corbett had used strategy to analyse events, but it remained eccentric to the historical core of his work. This approach would change in the new century, a development foreshadowed in the links he made between the Age of Elizabeth, the Fashoda crisis, the Boer War, and the threat to the floating trade from French and Russian armoured cruisers. His audience was acutely aware of the didactic value to be drawn from the past as he traced the faltering early steps of English sea power. He ensured his readers understood the contemporary importance of maintaining naval mastery. These books mark a distinct phase in Corbett's intellectual career. They addressed a cultured and politically aware audience, including the councils of the NRS. Soon he would acquire another audience, naval officers, undergoing professional military education, a student body that inspired him to develop a new language to convey his ideas. This process began with 2 years of successes, tracing the evolution of a British way of war through historical case studies of national strategy. Drake and successors shifted the focus of naval history, from ships and battle to the interplay of national strategy, policy, and operations, even if their biographical focus harkened back to the hero-centered histories of Thomas Carlyle. Equipping Sir Francis with Mahanian insight and Masonic leadership, as Garrett Mattingly observed, stretched the bounds of credulity. Furthermore, Corbett had yet to grasp all the complexities and limits of the higher direction of war. Despite these weaknesses, he had demonstrated critical assets for a great historian: forensic insight, judgment, the ability to pose new questions, and a fine prose style, in his case honed by legal practice and literature. Although imperfect, focused on leading men and prone to digress on technical issues best addressed in another format, these books were the foundation of Corbett's career, inasmuch as they examined the foundation of English sea power. With the support of the NRS Councillor George Syndham Clarke, his next step would be more certain. Corbett would be a strategist of empire, not its poet. Corbett recognised the critical importance of detailed archival research to uncover the making of policy and strategy. Titanic figures like Nelson, who appeared as shadowy Super Drake in the early books, would have to be examined alongside the statesmen of victory, William III, Marlborough, and the Pitts, replacing the cautious Queen, who looked to preserve rather than expand the state. An approach at odds with Corbett's convictions and the realities of global power in 1900. These convictions were obvious in both Drake books. He supported a progressive empire, having seen how it made a difference in distant Sudan, and experienced it proved useful when discussing land operations. Corbett's development as a historian was not shaped by the new academic practices. Independent wealth and alternative intellectual approaches, including the law and a focus on contemporary issues, made Corbett a very different scholar from his university peers. His present minor lectures and monographs taught naval professionals to see strategy and policy in context, highlighting the need for a systemic understanding of the British way of war that better to debate with statesmen and soldiers. It's a great book, and one of the many that will be examined in Bruships, episode 63. Take care.